the Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts,
Big G.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
And a very, very close friend of mine, Stevie G. What's up, man? How are you?
Good evening, folks.
How you doing?
Good to have you. Good to have you on
You
the
sound
show.
like you're a musical group, Stevie G and the Pips.
Yeah,
If
right.
I may, if you want to talk about the medallion, if that makes.
I was gonna go there. I was just wanted to get you out into the public, so to say.
You can see how proud I am of the medallions. Yeah.
we have these gold medallions that Steve has a little private we could call it like a speakeasy, so to say, and it's the Starlight Lounge. So you have to have this medallion to be able to get into the club. So he was kind enough to basically made us today. So here we are. We have our
Mr. T starter set on?
Starlight.
No,
No.
that was
And this
good
is heavy
for
too. I mean, this is
That's the real deal,
real
yeah.
heavy. Yeah.
And even in our audience over here, Fulvio, the vice president of the club, has his on, but he's off camera. We can't see him, but he's proudly wearing his medallion as well.
He
Yes,
is.
he is.
Yeah,
Yes, he
yeah.
is. Thank you very much.
That's
Thank
great.
you. So it took me, I don't know how many years to get my medallion to be a part of the club. It's been a long time. First house.
That was Willoughby, I think, was
Oh,
the
no.
first one.
No.
Or no, we didn't have that. In Burton.
No, you didn't have it in Burton.
No,
All right.
Willoughby
Willoughby.
was the first official, but we put you on the prospect
You did.
with the little Tito's vodka
I
plastic
did.
one.
I used to.
You'd wear that when you
You
came
guys
over
would send me
initially.
pictures, and I would call and bust your guys' chops and
Yeah.
text message. You guys would laugh so hard.
Was the Tito his probation period?
It was.
It's still on the popcorn machine downstairs for the next prospect. But you are officially a made man and Steve Starlight Lounge. And
Thank you, sir.
I'm proud to have you as one of my
I appreciate
crew.
it. Appreciate it.
Falbio, the vice president, also is over there smoking a cigar. He's been a faithful servant of the lounge for several years as well, even before you were made. So
Well, I guess I was last in line, but that's okay. You get there eventually. I'm like underwear. I creep up. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta make your. Just like this, it took me 3 years to come on your show.
You did.
Right?
It took 3 years.
3
to get
years,
here.
you know,
I agree.
and-
Oh, you've
yeah.
always been very gracious through my mother and father passing. You guys were
Yeah.
above and beyond. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming. So
Yeah,
Good
so
to be
this
here.
is our 8th show of
Okay.
2021.
it is.
And after 3 weeks off, I mean, it seemed like a long 3 weeks. I don't know.
It did.
It did.
It feels
really
good to be back. It's too long to be away from the Whiskey Roundtable.
Amen.
And yeah, so what are we smoking tonight, G?
I am smoking a Barber Pole Dirty Hooligan. Is that what they call this cigar?
Dirty barber pole?
Dirty
That sounds,
Barber Pole.
sounds like
So-
a Cleveland steamer. I don't know.
Wow.
So it's got the Barber Pole, the green Candela wrapper, along with the Maduro wrapper and Ecuadorian Habano blend. But it's a really, really good cigar. Royal Havana cigars. What's good about the Candela, the green label, is most cigar companies will freeze that tobacco label to get it to turn green. Ours is fresh off the vine, if you will, and
The wrapper.
The wrapper, yes, this
They
green
freeze
wrapper.
the wrapper. to
Yeah,
get
but
it
we
going.
don't freeze ours. So ours comes right off, and they start using it immediately. So like your Davidoffs and some of these other companies, they freeze all their tobacco because they do a much bigger quantity, so they want to
Right.
get it to that color as fast as they can. But ours is always firm and fresh, kids.
That smells damn good. This secondhand smoke. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it as well. So.
Well, that's probably my chocolate Tatiana. That I'm
Oh,
smoking.
maybe that's what smells so sweet.
That's up.
Well,
Oh,
since we've been off for a while, we should probably reiterate our sponsors,
Sure.
the Cleveland Bourbon Co-op, Royal Havana Cigars, of course, Village Martini, Simply Greek, Low Imports, Roll and Smoke Barbecue, Chagrin, Valley Beverage, 21 Staves, North Coast Jazz Ensemble, and last but not least, our newest sponsor, Rawhide Firearms.
That's right. Mr. DeCastro, good guy.
Yeah, haven't heard from him lately.
Yeah, I talk to him occasionally.
Yeah.
I talked to. I think I talked to him last week, but I haven't talked to him this week. But I reach out to him and give him some, send him some text pictures and all kinds of stuff. So we laugh and beat each other up. But he's a great
I can
guy.
only imagine.
He is funny. He is such a good person, man. Really is.
I can only imagine.
Did you guys do anything fun over the last 3 weeks?
Yeah, I did some yard work.
He said fun, honey.
Oh, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I don't know about. We ate pretty good.
We drank a lot.
Got my car back yesterday. That makes me happy. I bet I haven't seen it in
Yeah.
6 months. So
Had a great Easter.
it was a great Easter.
Yeah.
It really was. We
Thank
really
you
had
to our hosts.
we had a blast. We really did. One of the best Easters I've had in a long time. So it was good. It was really good. But yeah, we just kind of did what we wanted to do. We caught up with some friends that we haven't seen in 6 months, and we hung out with them last Saturday. That was a lot of fun. We had a lot of laughs, and we were just going to go there for a quick drink and leave. But you know, it's like the mafia. Once you get in, you can't leave until they tell you can leave.
Well, when you go to the bar and you know everybody there because you grew up here.
Well,
and,
who's Greg not know?
yeah,
He's like the
exactly.
mayor. I mean,
We were in Europe
Europe. Right.
and met
They
some,
knew.
and it was like, Greg, like This is why I don't go grocery shopping with him.
They
Halfway
tried-
across the world, I run into somebody that knew me.
Maybe they thought they saw you in Goodfellas.
So maybe.
Because you look like that, you know.
What's his face?
You know, the big guy. What's his name again?
Tony? Big Tony?
Tony Soprano,
Tony?
uh,
We were- I get that all the time.
Gandolfini,
Yeah.
Gandol-
No,
Gandolfini.
no, I'm saying in
You
Goodfellas.
talking about
Oh, and
the...
Goodfellas.
Oh, Goodfellas. I'm sorry. They talk about
I'm
Sopranos.
drawing a blank here on that.
Yeah, me too. Me
We
too.
had fun out in Arizona.
That's right.
So tell us
Yeah.
about your trip real quick. Let's
Yeah,
hear it.
well, we were in Phoenix for a while, and we kind of did some hiking around. We ran into some wild javelinas.
What is a javelina?
It's like a wild boar.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Are they
that
edible?
was interesting. I don't know. I would assume so.
No, it tastes terrible.
Really?
Really?
I have
They're in the rhino family.
Oh.
I don't know. That
Yes.
they are not. I mean,
must be Sicilian.
they look like wild boars. Anyway.
Well, wild boar. If you go down to Tennessee and that hunt wild boar, they are very tasty.
Yeah,
Very, very tasty. Huh.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, but that was fun. Then up to Sedona,
Mm-hmm.
and really pretty area.
It is.
Went on a UFO tour. That was quite interesting. Yeah, we looked through nighttime military grade night vision goggles up at the sky, and of course you could see a lot more stars and things. But there was also things up there moving around. Now, of course, they were satellites, but our guides were telling us those were all UFOs.
Oh.
And then Shauna said, "Well, I think those are satellites." They're like, "Oh, no, they don't ever go in that direction. They only go east to west." And I'm like, I don't think so. But anyway, we kind of had fun. There was a lot to do up there, and we did get some lazy time around the pool and that kind of stuff, which we don't get to do.
Not like last year.
What?
That picture that was you and the girl.
Oh
in
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was nice. Huh.
We were very
I haven't
lazy.
seen it, so I don't.
Very lazy.
We'll have to pull that back
Yeah,
up.
we'll pull that back. That'll reappear.
I think I have it. If you guys want to keep talking, I'll find it here.
Not as lazy as whoever named the fireplace, but anyway.
So what have you been doing? Talk to me.
Well, 3 words: work,
Right?
work,
Right?
work. But we had a little Easter. Judy and I had a little get together. We went to Youngstown, a couple trips to get someone a good. She likes being part Sicilian, and
Right.
she likes the anise bread. So
Mhm.
we got a bunch of that up
Nice.
there.
I haven't had that in years.
We had some good fish fry. She doesn't like the fish. I like the fish. We had the cod,
Nice.
both baked and deep fried. Yeah, just got some good home style type cooking from a place out there called Nemitz. It's a local IGA, but all the older ladies and so forth cooked the food back there. It was delicious. So we had a little put together at the house. Nothing really big. just-
Been there actually.
You have?
Yeah.
And Struthers actually is where it's
Stroh's,
at.
yeah.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Well, her mother's from that area over there, and she's got some stories to tell about her side of the family. You know,
Nice.
the Sicilian side, and then
Mhm.
you know. So we go back there, and she shows us the old neighborhoods and.
It's a nice area there.
Gianni's chocolate. I don't know if you've ever seen that before. That's actually they sell
of
them
it.
in Marks. They have. I don't want to give any plugs here, but it's such good chocolate. I'll bring you some next time. I should have brought it with me here. But there's a factory there that they make. It's a family-owned factory. So we must have bought. I mean, it's outrageous. I think we spent like $400, $500 for candy just to give out to our friends. And,
Right.
you know, Francesca and her side of the family and so forth. My parents and. So it was more like between work and a food fest, I guess, is what we
Right.
had pretty much.
Good.
Haven't sat down really to have a nice bourbon like tonight. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, this would be fun.
But yeah, thanks for the invite and look
Glad
forward
you're
to
here.
the show.
No, I love you.
Right.
Glad you're here. Let's get to the whiskey.
Yeah.
Well, before we go there, I did
Oh.
dig up this picture of Doug in his last trip, and there he is in the nice water in Iceland with the hot chick
Uh-huh.
having
yeah.
a little whiskey.
Yeah. While Shauna was shopping.
Is that a Photoshop or?
Yeah, it is.
Well,
It
apparently
is.
he was a pro that day. Had his rod and reel.
Oh my!
Oh boy.
Hey, there you go.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
too funny.
I just wrote that, kids. I'm here all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So we got Phil Weaver is out there. He
All right.
says, "Hey."
Phil.
Steve Williams is out there watching us.
Hi, Steve.
Steve, say hi to mom and dad.
Hey from
Come on, Stan and
Oklahoma.
Myrna, what's up? From Oklahoma. My
and-
second parents.
Yes, they are. And Jennifer Boggs.
Jen.
Jennifer the Freak.
She is finishing up a Store Pick Maker's wood finish,
Ah.
but her next pour, she's gonna be doing Little Book Chapter 1 with us.
Ah,
Oh,
perfect.
nice.
Girl after my heart.
That's what I'm talking
Nice.
about.
Well, you'll have to give us your tasting notes and your score then, Jen. So we'll put you down. And Jen's going to be a guest on the, I think, May 7th. Anyway, it's the Friday before Mother's Day.
Gotcha.
We're doing a Women in Whiskey special that week.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah. All right. So,
Awesome.
Cool, looking
Awesome.
forward to it. She's always a fun guest
yeah.
too.
So
She is.
the little book,
Mm-hmm.
chapter 1. So that, Karen's going to tell us all about it. So I don't want to steal your thunder. So.
Okay, sure. I can run right into it right now.
Yeah,
You ready?
let's
You
do it.
ready?
Why don't you walk in?
It is a whiskey show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
here we
let's
go.
talking
do it.
about me.
All
I
right.
don't
We had
run
to catch
any-
up. I haven't hung out with my boy in a long time.
So, okay, so Little Book. This is an offering from Freddie No, who is an 8th generation Beam family member. He's the great grandson of Jim Beam.
Gotcha.
He learned the business from the bottom up, and he is said to have had
So
held
Booker No is his father,
grandfather.
grandfather. Okay.
Grandfather, yes. Sorry, and to just kind of go back on that, Frederick Booker No married Jim Beam's daughter, Margaret. So I know we always talk about doing that history and the,
Yeah, that's the
family
future-
tree of bourbon.
I did it kind of when before we changed our show format. I did a whole thing on the whole family tree of American whiskey bourbon, and so I do want to do that with one of my new format show, Whiskey Wizards. But yeah, the whole family tree of bourbon there's so many family relationships between all the different distillers in Kentucky. It's amazing,
10 fingers
This
of 14.
grandson, who used to be with part of the Jim Beam family, started this. I mean, it goes on and on. And on. So, but anyway, go ahead.
So yes, so it is Freddie No. The bourbon is actually named in honor of the nickname that his grandfather, Frederick Booker T. No, gave him. He used to call him Little Book. So that's how the whiskey
Oh,
got
cool.
its name.
I'll be darned.
Nice.
It's an annual release from Freddie No. And he's really excited because he says it gives him a chance to get creative and really dig into all of the different bourbons. He's got he is a Beam member, so he's got free range of everything
Right.
there at the distillery. So he gets to pick everything from the mash bill, the age, to where it's stored in the rick house.
And it's a blend, right? Oh,
It
different,
it
yeah.
is a blend, yes. And see, you just know like what I'm gonna do. I just segue right into that. It's so cool.
He's got that ESP stuff, yeah.
He does. It's kind of creepy.
Easy there.
He got that when the UFOs were flying
That's
overhead.
right.
It's
He did it something, you know.
they
You didn't
did,
get the anal probe, did you?
I was just gonna say that.
See, that's spooky. I don't,
Just checking.
I don't know. You said you
Good
sat on
enough
the
for
chair.
Cartman. It's good enough for anybody.
That's
yeah.
right. You sat on the chair. It was a little rocky there. Anyway, yeah. So Little Book. This is chapter 1, and it was released in 2017, and it comes in. Get this, kids. 128.2 proof.
so
Wow.
that's barrel
That's why
strength. There.
That is barrel strength. That.
Wow.
That beats my Booker's at 124.7.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
that's proofy.
It's
okay.
yeah. So it's going to be interesting. But
That should be right up your alley. That
whose alley are you talking about?
little book. You've had that before.
I've had the pleasure of trying it a couple years ago.
Yeah,
I think,
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone
Right.
actually bought you
Right.
a bottle of little
Yeah, but I think you might have got it after. That's the first release. That's
That
what
might
That-
be way
yeah,
in the back
in
of my
2017.
bar. Way in the dusty corners of my
This
bar.
was chapter 1.
Yeah.
So to talk about the mash bill, it is a blend of 4-year-old uncut, unfiltered Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey,
Nice.
a 13-year-old uncut, unfiltered corn whiskey.
Corn whiskey. Here we go. Oh,
That's one of your favorites.
what? Yeah.
Jack Daniels stuff.
And a nearly 6-year-old uncut, unfiltered, 100% malt whiskey,
Wow.
and a nearly 6-year-old uncut, unfiltered high rye whiskey.
Right.
Okay.
So it's got a little bit of everything in
Nice.
there. There are in total, there's 4 different chapters of the Little Book. Chapter 2, which came out in 2018, is called No, as in Booker. No, N-O-E. No Simple Task.
Right.
And it comes in at 118.8 proof. Chapter 3, which came out in 2019, is called The Road Home, and it's 122.6 proof. And then the latest release, which just came out August of last year, is called Lessons Honored, and it's 122 proof. So this is the high proof one that we got here.
It's called the Easy, right?
The Easy, which at 128.2, I don't know that I'd call it easy,
Yeah, it's
but
probably smooth though. I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
Well, we'll see.
We'll find out.
but it's all good. And I was so excited to start talking about this. I didn't even go into the bottle cam.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
what?
what's the matter with us?
What the heck?
I think it's time for
Bottle can.
Bottle
bottle
cam.
cam. Here we go.
Okay, here comes kids.
Hey everyone,
Alright.
it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
Oh, easy.
Hey now. There it is. There she is.
All right.
TV set.
Back, yeah.
You can tell Doug has just a little too much fun when he's like filming the
Got a drink in his hand.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got his wizard hat on. He's like, yeah, he's got the camera. Oh, yeah.
I think next time he's gonna end up running from the driveway down the stairs and then into the bottle cam. I know.
Oh,
I
good
just
idea.
gave him an
Some
idea.
idea.
Perfect.
All right.
All right, kids, do we want to pass this out? See
Yeah,
what we
let's
got
do
going
it.
on?
Let's do some
do it.
tasting.
There you go.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Steve.
Okay.
So, Steve, I know you're a watcher of the show, so we do the nosing and the palate and all of that, and try to do some guessing before I go ahead and spoil it for everybody and tell you what the notes are in it. So,
Well, let's.
Okay, let's.
I'm gonna take a little swig here. Oh shoot.
oh, did we forget you?
yeah. What's up, man?
Did you? Oh, we didn't
Oh,
pour it.
That's extra though.
Are you,
Did you get the VIP tickets?
Oh, he did. He got the VIP package.
PayPal.
So only the VIP package.
This is the
you
backstage
get
pass.
to taste what
Okay,
we're
there you go.
tasting.
Perfect.
down. Pass that down.
Smells delicious.
Pass that down.
Okay.
Get about a shot glass in there, kids. That's all you need.
All right, I will tell
right,
you on the
all right.
nose, it is peppery.
I get some ethanol there, of course. Get that proof. I'm gonna go in easy here.
I get dark fruit out of it.
Yep.
I see what you're saying.
I
see
can
what you're saying about
definitely,
pepper.
I can definitely get, like maybe it's because of the corn whiskey, but I definitely get almost like cornbread. I can definitely get corn on.
You got pepper too, Steve?
I get pepper more, and when I drink the Booker's, the regular, I get a lot of vanilla undertones.
Yeah,
Just I don't
I
get
get
much in there.
I get vanilla.
Not much, more peppery in this
Ooh.
one. What?
We're laughing.
I don't know who R. Reinhardt is, but he says, "Who is that handsome man, John Gotti?"
Is it Evan? Is it,
Bob Reinhardt over there in Shard
Uh,
Township. Say hello there, Barbarossa.
is it's not Evan?
No, it's Bob Reinhardt.
Bob Reinhardt?
I get maybe,
Barbarossa. we
Talking
call
about you. That's your boy.
him. Barbarossa.
I get maybe a
Barbarossa.
little bit of ginger in this as well.
I get corn. I'd say I get corn in it.
You
I
get
still
corn?
get. I really think I do get dark fruit out of it. I really do.
Maybe
It's
some-
got it's some kind of maybe wine or something. I don't know, but I do get.
You know what? You do get a little bit of like that winish taste
Yeah.
to it. A little bit
Yeah.
heavier.
Are we ready to try it?
I just tried it.
That's all right.
And-
That's all
Are
right.
you gonna do the?
You want me to do the
Yeah.
nose?
Yeah.
Okay, so interestingly enough, and I got this right off the Little Book website, it says it's slight caramel with hints of grain and smoky wood. I
Maybe
get
make it smoky wood, maybe the pepper. Or
Well, I'm
using?
getting definitely like cornbread and so
Now you said it's smoky wood. I was
All
wondering
right.
what that
We're
smell
gonna try
was.
it.
yeah. Okay, let's palate this baby.
Salud.
Well, it's not as hot as I remember it.
it's dry.
Sean is
It
going.
is. It's dry.
Dry.
I get a big splash of honey out of it.
Honey? Last time you gave this to me, I remember you gave me a little bit of water with it
I did.
to cool it down
I
a
did
little
to
bit.
cool it down. You remember?
I have not opened this. Do you want to put
No,
a
I'm
couple
good.
drops in there?
in there.
Um,
That's actually a
I'm
good
gonna do.
thing,
I'm
maybe.
gonna do.
With something of this
Let-
proof, a
let-
little water is not a bad idea.
Let's
You think
do
it's-
the water after
Yeah.
we're done with the voting.
you think it's a little bit hot?
That's nowhere near as hot as it was the first time we tried it.
You okay over there, Shauna?
What do you
Her
guys
eyes are
think?
watering.
Get a lot of ethanol on it. I don't get a lot of ethanol like I
Not
used.
like I was expecting. Again on the palate, I get the corn, like a sweet corn. I get, just maybe even a trace of anise, like
Who's Annis?
Ooh,
anise.
Who's Amish?
Who's anise?
come again, baby.
What do you expect? This is the Whiskey Roundtable.
Oh, a little bathroom humor. Doesn't hurt anybody.
I get a little like I get some lots of vagina out of it.
I get and the rye spice, definitely the rye. I can get the rye spices. And,
Oh.
and to what you were saying, I definitely get oak and vanilla on the palate.
You know,
Yeah.
you did say anus.
Anise.
Anise. Just kidding, kids. No, you did say
A-N-I-S-E,
anise.
right? Is that how you spell it?
My third or fourth taste, I always say this. Like sometimes when I swallow and I just for whatever reason have that little splash of breath, I get a little bit of that anise that you were talking about. That's
Yeah.
I don't get a lot. I don't get a
What
lot out
is
of it, me
Karen?
personally.
But what do you? Yeah.
No,
What do you
okay,
think?
well, listen, even this being a high proof as it is, it's still. I think
It
it's
drinks
smooth.
well
It's
for
smooth.
it does.
Because I'm not a purist, and listen, Jim Beam, Booker No, I saw his little video back in the '80s when I went to the actual distillery, and they had a thing. You can drink Jim Beam anywhere you like it. If you want to put Coke in it, Jim Beam Classic, that's fine. If you want to drink it straight up, it's fine. Ice, nothing can go wrong with Jim Beam's products.
Jim Beam is one of my favorite.
Right,
It's
and
my
it's-
favorite go-to.
Well, Booker's
Really
is
is.
my favorite, but I still enjoy this. This is more of a special occasion bourbon.
Right.
It's a little bit hot, just drinking like this, but it's smooth. It doesn't like make you gag or anything as far as like medicinal
Right.
taste.
Exactly.
It has,
Oh yeah, definitely
yeah.
not. I mean,
It's a smooth, and you can taste the complexities of the different. Like you said, we said pepper, but it's actually smoked wood or something you're seeing there. And
Smoky
Yeah,
wood on
sure,
the
wood.
nose, they
I
said.
can see
Yeah.
that a little bit.
What did they say?
But you tasted vanilla. I don't really taste too much vanilla. Do you taste the vanilla?
I get vanilla. I always, most of your that's
Mostly
a
on
common.
bourbon,
Most of,
It's pretty much
You'll get a
given
vanilla
on
or a
most
caramel.
bourbons. Not
Caramel.
everyone, but
but it's dry. It's
Yeah.
it's dry, and
Very
I
dry.
think it's a short finish.
yeah.
in
How
my
about the
personal
rye
opinion.
aspect of it? Is it supposed to be rye in there?
I get
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
rye on the
that's
finish.
part of the
That's
dryness.
part of the dryness. It's part of the heat.
That's probably what it
the
is in the
dryness.
rye.
Will be
It
the
is a
rye.
little bit drier than the regular mainstream Bookers.
So what is the official taste?
Well, I can't forget about my girl Jennifer Boggs, who is
Oh.
also tasting along with us at home.
Let's hear from Jennifer.
She says on the nose it's soft, caramely, and smoky, and then taste spice, herbally, little wood at the end, not a bad burn, and definitely anise.
Okay, she concurs on
Great.
the anise.
There you go.
So
Okay.
You hear that, Judy? Anise. I
Yeah.
love it.
Wait till you get
So,
home.
the Sicilians, I love it.
you better watch out. Your medallion's gonna get taken away.
That's it.
All right, Big G, you demand.
I think you're walking with a limp now.
All right.
All right. So anyway, according to the website, the little
You want to be a
booklet.
couple someday. Don't act like a soldier, okay?
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh Lord. Okay, so according to the little book, the note or the taste says caramel and vanilla,
Okay.
lead with toasted nuts. There you go, Jennifer.
Oh, Jennifer
Yes.
likes some toasted nuts.
A hint of rye spice
Rye spice. That's a good
I was saying that.
characteristic, right?
on the middle to the back of your palate. Hints of corn grain come
Okay,
through
There you go.
towards the back of your palate. And they actually describe it as a medium to long finish.
Man, I don't get that.
I don't get the
I
one,
don't get that at all.
I don't.
But I do like what, as Jennifer said. I got the wood. It wasn't till the end.
You hear that, Shauna?
I got the wood. Yes.
We got
at
wood
the
and
end of
anise.
that. I had the anise and then the wood, but,
Can these be
which
used-
isn't the best order, but it,
Throw some nuts in there and you got a whole party. People be staying up late. Sorry, kids.
Jennifer
Can't
said
help myself.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Jennifer said nutskins. Thank you very much.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Too funny. No, I'm pleasantly surprised when I heard it was 128 plus proof. I was a little nervous, and I'm still new to this stuff, so it's kind of out of my ballpark. But this is really good, and interestingly enough, the more that I drink it, the harder it is for me to talk, obviously. But the more that I drink it, the sweeter it becomes.
It-
Yeah,
it is.
It
It is
gets
sweet.
smoother as you drink it.
Yeah, softer.
So you're
like-
getting the palate's getting used to the alcohol content, and I think it's still a smooth blend all together as well. And you could drink the whole thing no problem. I have no problem drinking the whole thing. That's a high quality pour, as you say.
It is.
I think I like it better
I'm
than I
actually
thought I was
surprised,
going to. Yeah.
You surprised by it a little bit? I'm a little bit surprised. It was, like you said, second
The
time
first-
around it tastes better. I don't.
It does. I agree. Maybe
Is that
just
the same bottle?
Same bottle. I opened that bottle when you came over.
Well,
We tried
It
it.
aged a year and a half, man. It's
It
one,
has
you know?
aged a year and a half. But I mean, it's a lot. It's nowhere near the heat it was the first time we tried it.
Yeah, we were drinking with water and stuff.
Man, we had put some water in it to get it to cool down.
Wow.
So,
I was just going to say real quick,
Yeah.
Brother Steve says that blend sounds yummy, and exactly. Exactly. It's
It's
a
good.
perfect
Yeah.
blend, I
It really
think.
is. Really is.
So go ahead, Doug. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, I was just saying it's probably time to go ahead and score it.
All right.
Why don't we start with you, G, and then we'll
All right.
come around, and then after Steve, we can.
Jennifer.
I think we'll add Jennifer to the scoring here. So,
Could have put Steve G in there. There you go. All right.
and that makes you're kind of part of history
I'm
here on
I'm
the Whiskey
uh,
Roundtable.
I tell you what, there's no better place to be than with the big G.
Good answer. Good answer.
That's right.
I'm going to give it a solid 3.5.
Yeah. Okay. I think
Is there a scale of 5? Is what we're saying?
0 to 5.
0 to 5.
Okay.
I'm going to give
Yeah.
it a straight 3.5.
Like 5 is, a 5 means it's
The best you
got to
ever
be the
had.
best
You
you've
ever
ever
had?
had.
Yeah. Okay.
Equal to the best you've ever had, right? Kind of a thing. 4 is like, I really would have to have this on my shelf at home. So,
All right. What
I'm
we got
surprised at your rating. I really am. I thought you were going to go a little bit higher with that, but I'm going to have to go higher than you because I
That's fine.
really like this. Would I say it's a have to have on my shelf? Maybe. I'm going to go 3.85.
there? Oh,
Okay, that's a great Karen.
excuse me.
Especially, and I like that, Karen, because that you scored a high proof, cast strength whiskey like this at that high. I think it's a good sign of your development.
My maturity?
Thanks. Bourbon University master's degree over here.
Went from not washing your hair to washing your hair now. Shit, who knew?
Hey, it is Friday.
At least she's got hair.
I liked it.
Oh,
I liked it. I'm, I'm not fully enthralled, but I do think it's a nice dram. I'm giving it just under Greg at about 3.4.
Interesting. Very interesting.
All right, brother.
Okay, the amateur bourbon drinker over here. I much enjoy my bourbon. Be it Booker's, a little book,
That's one of your favorite drinks. If it's
Angel's
not your
Envy,
favorite,
whatever the case may be. I actually was surprised tonight with this, and I'm gonna be a little bit more generous than
Good.
all of us here.
Good.
I'm looking at a 3.95 on this.
Nice.
I was surprised
Very
by.
nice.
And Fabio, thank you for the bottle. That is on the shelf in my bar, in the back somewhere in a dusty corner. But when you put it in this type of glass, the sifter glass, you smell it. Usually I'm mixing it with something and just drink it. But when you go through the complexities of the flavors and so forth,
Sure.
you have to kind of admire what they try to do with this type of pour.
Absolutely.
And I'm not like rye. I don't really buy rye or anything like that, whiskey. But I think in this case, the addition of the rye blend in here it made it a surprising drink to me. So I have to stand by my 3.95.
Well, that's great.
Good to
Excellent. Excellent.
All right, what's Jennifer? Has Jennifer given it? granted us a
Jennifer just blew us all away.
Okay.
So Jennifer is giving it a 4.46.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
damn,
man.
girl.
Damn,
How'd
like
you get-
that's
Okay,
not
well you
Whoa.
are a fan then for
Amen.
sure. Okay.
How come it was rounded evenly and not oddly like ours?
I
You
don't.
ever think about that?
That was the first anyone I think ever gave it like a
Even number.
0.46.
We've gone down the hundreds.
6.
Yeah, we have. It's not the first time. Well, you gave a 3.95. I mean,
That's odd number.
but yeah,
5.
It's half. Yeah, you can say a 5 is halfway. But okay. Well, did she have any comments to go on with her score?
That's what I'm looking. She's been talking about
Okay.
this. Blah 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 blah. It's one of her top 10. She says.
Wow.
Oh, hey, Rob from Wisconsin.
All right.
So, Steve, my brother Steven said to tell you hello.
Hello, Steve.
All right.
He's in
So-
Oklahoma visiting mom and dad.
Salud dinero y amor to you in life.
All right, thank you.
And Pat Patterson is on the 16th hole
Whoa,
Oh,
easy
they're
boy.
playing golf and
Don't throw
watching
your
on
hip
their
out.
phone apparently out there
with a
out there in
Heineken.
Southern California.
They don't have Little Book on the 16th, do they? That's probably the 18th, right? Last one. Or the 19th.
Hey,
Right.
Patrick, is Glennie with you? How you guys doing? Give us a little, golf update there, guys.
Yeah. Very good score from Jennifer. Very
Yep.
good.
Well, that's her one of her favorite drinks. If it isn't her favorite drink, there you go.
Oh, that's so funny.
Too funny.
Well, good stuff.
I'm enjoying
Alright.
it still.
Good,
Good.
stuff.
Yeah, no, I
you.
definitely enjoy it.
Have some more if you like.
I was gonna say. I mean, I know we
What
had
do you
talked about putting a little water in it to open it up. If you
Okay.
guys want to
wanna-
try
you
that.
wanna do that?
Sure, let's
All
do
right,
this.
let's
Yeah,
try
I'd have to have a little more to
Alright.
do that. But
So, Greg, while you're doing that, one of the things that we didn't get a chance to ask Steve, which we try to ask of all of our guests, is how did you get introduced to bourbon? And
Well, it's really not that long of a story. When I graduated from the Ohio State University back in 1986,
Sure.
one of my first but not last job was in Lexington, Kentucky. Kentucky being the big capital of bourbon. So when I would go out to the nightclubs and go on my dates and so forth, all the southern flavor down there, bourbon was instrumental in that. So when we went to the bar, Jim Beam actually was a big drink. And some of my friends who were from the Hollows and so forth would drink even a lower grade, I guess you'd say lower grade, Ancient Age was an older
Yeah,
bourbon.
yeah.
Right.
Maybe you remember our fathers in the bar. The bar liquor, Echo Springs was a real low grade bourbon you could buy for a buck a shot. But I was introduced to that from a lot of my southern friends down in Kentucky when I lived down there for a year. I started with the Jim Beam, the regular label Jim Beam. I thought that was the cat's ass, but it was kind of more of a sweet drink to me as as Doug says, as I matured in my tasting ability,
Sure.
and drank Jim Beam for a while. I don't know. I kind of got off it a little bit, and then when Booker's came out, I don't know what year that came out, but that probably was something from sometime in the '90s,
Yeah.
maybe early '90s or late mid '90s or something.
I always thought it was newer than that, but
Let's see.
Do you want to
you want to
pour
put a little
yourself
water?
some more and then try
Yeah.
with
Just
a
a
little
cap
water?
right there. That's nobody's. Open that bottle of water right there.
Okay.
This one.
Yeah, no one's drank out of that. We've just
Pour a cap
this is
full
for
of that
whiskey.
water. Just a
But
cap
somebody
full.
introduced me to Booker's.
1992. Booker's
Nice.
was
I was right.
introduced.
Okay, you were right.
So
Okay.
'86, I was in Lexington, Kentucky for a year. Beautiful country. Lived out there for a year. Yes, Fabio.
What were you doing in Lexington? You were
Oh,
working
I
at
was just like we were doing, right? Yeah.
Hills Department Store.
Hills. I was a loss prevention manager trainee, right out of college. Like my friend Fabio. Yours was, what was yours at Akron? Ashtabula. Okay. So
We heard that.
hey, Lexington is beautiful to this day. The little rolling hills and the horses.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Ask William Shatner about it. He loves it over there.
William
The horses
Shatner.
there. But I did get introduced to the Bookers. I don't remember who introduced it to me, but I did get a taste of it. Once I got that taste, I never
Forgot it.
went back
Yeah.
to the lower grade or more economical
Sure.
Jim Beam brand. So there was like night and day when I poured a Booker's versus just a regular Jim Beam. I couldn't do it. Not being a snob or anything.
No,
I really
no,
enjoy
no.
it.
That's
I mean,
your
that's-
palate.
I
That's how
enjoy
you
the
are.
Booker's.
That's how you.
That's
That's your
Even,
palate. Yeah, exactly.
even my wife, who's not a drinker, will drink Jim Beam Booker's because the vanilla undertones is very smooth
Mhm.
and it has a pleasant taste going down. There's no aftertaste.
Lots of caramel.
There's no bite.
Yeah.
It's more of a.
Sure.
I don't want to say tutti frutti because it isn't at 125
No, it's not.
proof,
No.
All right.
but you don't really taste that. So going from what Jim Beam was like a 80, is that an 80 proof?
What's
A
I'm
regular
sorry?
white label Jim Beam's.
Yeah, I think it's
proof?
80 proof. Yeah.
And going to the Booker's 124 to 127 proof, depending on what
40
batch you get.
40-some proof
You
up.
think it would be a lot harder to drink? It's
Sure.
a lot easier to drink because it doesn't taste.
Well, I'll be honest with you. So when you know this, we sat right here.
Salute.
So put a little water in
Did you
there.
get some water in there?
Not yet.
All right.
Okay.
Put a cap full of that water in there. Let it sit for a few minutes. But when we opened that bottle, you and me opened that bottle.
That was, how long ago was that?
That was when
Year and a half?
my mother died. Was my mother died or my father died? That was when my mother died. No. What year is it? 17?
No, it was your father.
It was my father.
Right.
Right.
I have-
And we tried it, and I was like, Steve, it's way too hot for me. I can't drink it. And you even said, "It goes, man, I remember this being that hot.
Yeah.
But here we are, a couple years later, and it's a whole different drink.
I don't know if it's because it aired out, maybe aired out a little
I don't
because
know.
the bottle's open now,
I don't know.
or it aged a little bit more. I don't know much about the aging process other than, the best bourbon is normally in the middle of the
Yeah,
House.
typically, like, you
Normally.
can't expect
Well,
it to age in a bottle.
You guys
Well,
know
I
what the
have
temperature
a
is.
very steady temperature down here year round.
So that state.
So
And you
So-
don't have they're not getting bombarded with
right,
sunlight and that.
right. So
Mm-hmm.
they're all
So it's-
correct. So people tell me all the time that has the temperature down here, which is the same temperature year round, and there's no humidity, there's no this. It's
beautiful.
They said it
Yeah.
right. So that does. They say that does have a big impact on your bourbons.
Greg's
and
got
whiskeys.
lots of happy bottles.
I do have lots of happy.
So that maybe that's unscientific way of saying it is maybe since it's.
So I
in this
had just got
climate
that
control,
bottle.
right?
So here we are.
And now it's open, and year and a half later, whatever it is, and does it taste better? Is it us getting older and liking it more? Our tongues are changing.
Yeah, maybe right. Maybe
You
our
know,
palates are
I
changing.
I have
don't
to
know.
say, I do like it better with the water. I got a
Well,
lot
let's
more
try it. I'm gonna hit it.
complexity. I could get a lot more flavors out of it and things.
On the
with a
nose,
splash of water.
on the nose, it really opened it up, and it's I
Flavor
get the
bomb
caramel now.
I'm going to tell you
Big
something.
flavor
I'm
bomb
going to tell
right
you
now.
something different though,
Go ahead.
and I don't want to concur with you guys, so I'm going to be the
Go ahead.
outcast.
Go ahead.
I think it became hotter with the water.
I think it's less hot.
Really?
No, I think it's stronger now with the water in it than it was before.
Now I'm getting that long finish.
No, because I definitely
I don't
get-
know.
Now I'm getting
It-
the long
the
finish.
burn
Now
is,
I
The
get-
burn is so. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? You think you would dilute the alcohol content with the water, but it opened up something.
it did.
It's good.
It did.
That's good.
So I think
for me, it opened up the flavor.
That's what I just said. Flavor
yeah,
bomb.
yeah.
Flavor
Um,
bomb. Absolutely.
And there's some chemical reasons for that, because when you have too much alcohol, it binds a lot of the esters and things that you
Maybe
might
that's what it
otherwise
is.
taste.
Okay.
But you know,
this is the first time, Greg, I would have to agree with you, being the purist. You rarely have I've seen you drink anything with any blend or mix in it.
Right.
You drink it straight.
Correct.
I like the little book straight over the with the water in it. Just my
I'm not a water fan.
yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
fine.
I don't put ice in anything.
We
I
rarely
don't-
prefer it with water, anything, but this,
Sometimes
to
we
me,
like to-
this is an exception.
This,
for
yeah,
whatever.
I mean, sometimes on the higher proof stuff,
If
anything
it's
over
really
$1.20.
high, yeah.
Sometimes we just want to see if it changes anything. That's the reason we do that. But we probably have done that less than a half a dozen times throughout the show.
Yeah, only if it's
throughout all the
really,
shows,
really high proof cast strength stuff.
But I think it's a flavor bomb right now.
Falvio, did you put water in yours?
He did.
He did. I where you're getting the hot, even hotter, I smoothed that out.
I think so.
I would, in fact,
that's
if
his
I was
palate.
rating it with
That's-
a splash of
everybody's
water
palate's
in,
different.
I would rate it a 3.6
With the
Seven.
water in it?
3.6.
instead of a 3.4.
Oh, okay, interesting. Because it opened it up for you more.
I enjoyed it better, which usually I don't.
Yeah.
I usually don't like it better with water, but in this case,
Beautiful.
And the
Okay.
next test will be with Coke Zero.
So what do we got?
I agree with. I just want to say I agree with Steve that the water I think made it a little bit. I'll say spicy,
So maybe I'm
Right.
not
Okay.
the only one. So
Yeah.
but it did make the finish even quicker.
yeah.
It's long. It's a longer. I'm still tasting it.
See, I thought it was quicker.
When I first tried it,
Interesting.
it was short. I said right out, it's short finish. But now that I added the water to it, it's very. I'm still tasting it.
But you know what? It's still enjoyable regardless.
It is.
Absolutely.
I agree.
It's an
I
enjoyable
agree.
pour, and I do appreciate you sharing that little book with me.
it's a
Glad-
solid
glad-
dram.
Yeah.
I certainly can recommend it.
Awesome.
And I tried to get Jennifer to give us a tasting with water, but she's moved on to chapter 2.
Hey, Karen, I think I'd like us to do maybe one more bottle cam for you. Well, let's put the bottle back in the shoe, please. And then
Steve,
we'll,
Yeah.
you
What,
hand me that
what's
bottle,
with
please?
that shoe? I saw
We'll
that.
do-
on
That's
the
Greg's.
That's one of my heels when I was dancing back in the day in college. Yeah, I was trying to get.
It's how you broke your ankle.
That's why I broke my ankle.
Okay, I got
He
it.
lost the other one running for his pumpkin when it was
Yeah, my
he was at the
pumpkin.
ball.
okay, let's do another bottle cam.
Another
shall
bottle
we?
can.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
You watch at home.
Yeah, you could.
Too funny.
All right.
We got some Whiskey Wizard coming up, or
It's
what?
time for the Whiskey Wizard.
Let's do it,
So
kid.
tonight we're going to be talking about contract distilling.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah, and some of the brands that were mentioned here tonight fall into that category. So
Awesome.
This
Here we go.
contract is a good contract, right?
yeah,
Nothing ends, right?
right.
Okay, all right.
I guess we're only getting 10%. But anyway, go ahead. Do your thing, man.
All right, we'll see you in a little bit, folks.
We'll
We'll be right back, kids. All right.
It's the Whiskey Wizard.
Hello and welcome to the Whiskey Wizard, where we say that whiskey making takes scientific knowledge, an artisan's skill and dedication, and a bit of the wizard's alchemy of light, air, earth, and fire. Wow, tonight I want to tell you all about the best time I just had this past weekend at the Wathan's Distillery. Now, some of you might stop me right there and say, "Hey, wizard, I think you're full of it. Wathan's doesn't own or operate a distillery." And you know what? You'd be 100% right for calling me out on that, because that's accurate. So this evening, we're going to take a look at contract distilling. Obviously, contract distilling means an entity, typically a whiskey brand, is established that does not operate a distillery, but rather contracts the mashing and distilling out to one or more distillery manufacturing operators. I guess you could say contract distilling has been around since the birth of distilling in America. In the early days, it was most often a farmer getting a distiller to make whiskey out of his excess corn when he did not own a still himself. Then, as some distillers were better than others, folks began seeking the best distillers to make their whiskey for them. Then the natural progression came, getting a distiller to make whiskey to their unique specifications. In the 1880s, S.C. Herbst did this by contracting with the Old Taylor Distillery. He wanted a pot-still distilled bourbon for his Old Fitzgerald bourbon and gave Taylor the mash bill he wanted fermented and then distilled. In the early 20th century, Julian Van Winkle signed a contract with the Stitzel Distillery to make 100 barrels of bourbon for W.L. Weller and Sons. However, it was not a bourbon made with wheat, it was the traditional bourbon made with rye. The breakup of Seagram's in the early 2000s opened up their large Lawrenceburg, Indiana distillery as a source of whiskey and contract distilling. The demand expanded rapidly for contract distilling. Then the other new distilleries saw an opportunity to make money while their whiskey was aging by contract distilling. Companies like Bardstown Bourbon Company, Castle and Key Distillery, and Kentucky Artisan Distillery went down this path. There are many brands that started off with contract distilling, but then built their own distillery in order to supply the whiskey they need. Michter's Distillery, Luxro Distillery, and Preservation Distillery are examples of this. As we discussed in the opening, the Charles Medley Distillery is another contract distiller. They contract with Heaven Hill, we think, using the Medley Wathans mash bill, and then age their bourbon in Owensboro, Kentucky. Now, we'll talk more about blended whiskeys in the future, but High West has been contract distilling and blending from multiple sources. Another maker playing things this way as well is Angel's Envy. Angel's Envy is also a bit of a rebel newcomer that is multi-sourcing its whiskey and experimenting with double aging and barrel finishing with things like wine spirit casks, traditionally reserved for Scottish whiskies. So many brands are contract distilling. Some contract it all out, whereas others may do their own barrel aging and bottling, while still others may just do their own bottling. Of course, there are so many producers that you can rest assured that every combination exists out there somewhere. And what about the revered Pappy Van Winkle? Yes, Pappy is contract distilled by Buffalo Trace, but that will be a story for another time and a special episode of a future Whiskey Wizard episode. Here on the Whiskey Roundtable, we urge our audience to read the labels and do your own product research. Personally, I like products from single distilleries that have good folks in charge that have earned their reputations through hard work and decades of experience. Still, there are some very good and innovative contract distilled products out there. And all industries need to be open to change and innovation, so long as that innovation is leading to better products, offering the consumer a wider range of valuable taste experiences. Still, it's good for consumers to be smart, and one should continue to be a bit skeptical about sourced whiskey, especially being on the lookout to stay clear of mediocre products with big marketing, fancy bottles with big price tags, and of course, with dubious stories about their origins. This is Douglas Dunbar, the Whiskey Wizard, for the Whiskey Roundtable. Cheers, Slán Java, and now... Back to the live show!
All right, Dougie
All right,
Doug.
Dougie.
Okay, so that's
Dougie the
contract
Wizard.
distilling.
There you go. Beautiful.
Wizard professional.
So a lot of stuff out there is more and more actually is being contract distilled, and there's a lot of brands out there that maybe don't even own a distillery. They just
Right.
they market it, they blend it. So every combination you can think of is kind of out there.
Right.
Some will get it distilled, then they'll do their own aging. still, and then bottle and market. So every combination is out there. But so, anyway, we just keep our audience informed. That's our
Amen.
goals.
Amen.
That's what we do.
right.
Sometimes it's useless knowledge, but then the whiskey wizard comes along.
Oh yeah,
And
the
has-
wizard's big on all kinds of useless knowledge.
No, you're the good knowledge. Too funny. So, do we have news, guys?
I did not prep for news today. Sorry.
Wizard?
Okay, well, you can comment on mine. Old Elk is debuting Sour Mash Reserve Straight Bourbon, priced at $90 a bottle. There's about 5,000 bottles available in this first batch. Sagamore Spirits rolling out its Distiller Select Rye, finished in tequila casks, of all things. Limited edition whiskey is at $69 retail. The Ohio Division of Liquor Control got its hands on some prestigious Kentucky bourbons and sold them via bottle lottery recently, and we apologize for being off the last 3 weeks because apparently they're all sold out.
Wow.
So when I got a hold of this news item, I realized that, but they got a single barrel Blanton selection, Eagle Rare, and E.H. Taylor.
I just scored a bottle of the
I was just going to ask that.
Blanton's.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if you did.
So I have to post it. It was actually a gift from a friend of mine from Canada, but we'll post it on the Cleveland Bourbon Co-op and the Whiskey Roundtable. We'll take a
Nice.
picture of it and send
Good
it.
job.
But,
Your green label.
it's a green label, correct. We posted it yesterday because we were drinking it yesterday. We're drinking one of the bottles.
Really?
And
Good deal.
It was fantastic. Actually, I'm not a fan of Blanton's, but that was better than any standard Blanton's I've ever had. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was really good.
Oh,
Cool.
We were shocked how good it was.
Yeah, right. So that was a
You know.
limited one bottle per person kind
Right.
of lottery. So
And you got it.
I
Yeah.
have it.
So we talked about in the episode I did on the Whiskey Wizard that actually aired prior to when it was supposed to, was on
Right.
the different independent bottlers.
Right.
And then so Signatory was one of those I mentioned. They just came out with their new releases, and one of those is a Boone Habahain 2009. And they actually came out with several. Ben Nevis 2011, Ben Ryan's 1996, and a Colt Ela 2010, which I'm extremely interested to see if I can get my hands on, and a Kleinlish 1995, and Edredor 10 heavy sherry. So
Nice.
I'm sorry. What was the first one? The Boone Haben?
Boone Habahain.
Is that the one that we had tried, and because we had heard things about it, and then we had taken it to
Yeah. And
friend's
I
house,
was
and we
so
were
mad. It was-
disappointed.
Nobody liked it. Everybody
Boone
tried
Haben?
it. The
Haven't- they didn't
yeah. Actually, I think I have a bottle on the bar. I might even have a bottle on the
Boone
bar.
Haben was a boom doodle.
Yeah.
Signatory has if it's a Signatory, I would certainly take my chances because they have a way of picking unique casks that are exceptional, and
Yeah.
that's kind of their
It was something
reputation.
rare that wasn't normal in Ohio, and it just had come in, and
Right.
we took it to it was at my cousin's house. We took because everybody
It was a
brings
cookout.
it was a cookout, so they like scotch, so I brought that bottle, and I said, guys, I've never had it, don't know anything about it, I didn't do any homework on it, but it's supposed to be really good. It came highly recommended from a guy that's all he drinks is any of the, what do you call it, booty
Habahain.
bopping.
Booty
Okay.
bopping?
Booty bopping. And so
Judy Booty, old Booty.
we poured it out. Everybody tasted it, and they were like, It's like, no. So I had, when I saw the guy again, I had to lie to him. He said, "How did it go?" I said, "We drank the whole bottle."
It's a mixer.
But we mixed it with everything. But
That's
anyway,
yeah,
Coke
that's
Zero.
probably
water,
one that I might
sewage
have
water,
liked, but-
lake water.
Well,
It was still terrible.
Okay.
Somebody told me that real quick that the Buffalo Trace is releasing their second series of kosher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's supposed to hit
Good.
the shelves.
So you did have some news.
Well, I just it was a conversation I had
What's the
today with
label?
somebody else at the liquor store. But anyway,
Kosher
but
Dill.
there you go.
Four Gate Whiskey Company announced their release number 12 The Kelvin collaboration batch finished in sherry rum casks.
I've never heard of them. Where are they based? Is it
I
States
don't
or?
know. I don't know where Foregate. Let me see if I can find out for you. Maybe somebody in the audience can effort that on Google while we're continuing.
Here, I'll look.
Bullet Frontier Whiskey debuted their eco-friendly Earth Day cocktail kit. Goody goody.
A cocktail kick.
That's
Now,
what I'm talking about.
That's Starlight Lounge could use one of those.
Now, this is big news. Big news here. Lego announced their Pappy Mania Lego set. Fans of both the highly anticipated Van Winkle line of bourbons and Lego collaborated to create this concept titled Pappy Mania. So Lego fans, you can find that. You might not be able to find any Pappy, but you can find the Lego Pappy Mania.
What do you do with it? Do you drink it or you put it together?
Put it together.
There's Lego collectors. There's
Right.
big Lego fans out there. Heaven Hill Distillery announced their spring 2021 edition of the Old Fitzgerald Bottled in Bond series.
Nice.
Just released.
We like Old
And,
Fitzgerald.
Stellum Spirits, a new national brand created to celebrate the modern day whiskey drinker, officially launched its inaugural flagship offering a bourbon blue label, rye green label, and single barrels, which are all bottled at cask strength. Stellum, that was released the last day of March.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Okay, what else do I have here? Old Forester released the 117 series.
Mm-hmm.
Did we talk about that previously?
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Showcasing experimentation and innovation on March 24th. The 117 series, trying to find out what all, it doesn't really give me much information there. Master, also, I guess Blood Oath Pact 7 came out.
Okay.
Sauterne Cast is part of the Blood Oath Pact 7. It's the latest,
When did that
So
come? Is
Luck-
that just coming out now or already came out?
March 16th, it says.
All right, so it's new. Okay.
Finished in Sauterne casks.
Alright.
Okay, so that's the long-awaited Blood Oath pack, latest pack 7. Didn't we do a Blood Oath?
We've
Yeah,
done a few blood oaths.
We've done a
I
couple.
thought we had.
I think I have 4 different blood oaths.
Barrel Craft Spirits, we'll finish up with that, has introduced Barrel Seagrass, a
we
blend
did a
of
rum.
American
Rum
and
cast.
Canadian rye whiskeys, meticulously sourced and finished in 3 distinct casks. Each ingredient is finished separately in Martinique rum agricole casks, apricot brandy, and Madeira barrels.
That's
That
the-
sounds interesting. Actually.
Back to that blood oath. I think we did the
Yeah.
rum. Was it the rum cast we did?
Rum cask. It was
Was
my
it?
Blood Oath 5, I think.
Okay.
Was one that we did. You had like the
I had the rum cast. I had something else after the rum cast.
well, you had one of the earlier ones.
Okay.
I think.
Might have been.
Yeah, which we like both of them.
It's hard to keep track.
Yeah,
So
that's a
Jennifer,
good problem to have.
Jennifer Boggs is saying Foregate is a crapshoot. Some of it's
Yeah.
good, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
generally overpriced. I looked it up quickly online. It's sold in stores and restaurants, bars across Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, and Indiana, but it can be purchased online through various websites.
All right, we'll forget that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about
Nothing
that.
to see here, kids.
Hey,
Move
it's just
along.
part of the news. Part of the
Amen.
news.
Yeah.
We,
There we
do,
go.
we put it out there. We let the audience decide.
So
That's right. That's all you can do.
We have an ending quote here, or what?
Yes, we do. Well, we want to thank everyone for watching us, and
Steve, thank you. Steve G, thanks.
For
for
those
G.
watching live tonight, and for those that are watching
Salute.
later on, we'll be
Salute.
back again next week at our usual time, April 16th.
And our drink next week is Cavalon.
Cavalon.
Cavalon, the
Cavalon.
Korean, Taiwanese single malt.
Taiwanese.
Okay.
Well, exotic.
So yeah, I am
Alright.
looking forward to that. I think I've had a taste here before, and I was very pleased about that. So,
Well.
yes, special thanks to Steve for joining
Thanks, brother.
us.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for being
inviting
here.
me.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
really
much.
enjoyed the,
Great show. Absolutely.
the show here and the drinks
So
provided.
you'll come back eventually, right?
Special guests.
That'd
Sure.
be
Whenever
great.
you
Awesome.
invite me, I would
That'd be great.
appreciate to be your
Very
honored
nice.
guest.
Anyway, this is for Steve.
Thank you for our for
and our
the Starlight
medallion.
Lounge.
And their medallion.
Thank you
You're
for
a friend of ours.
thank you very much.
Friend of
Appreciate it.
ours.
Jimmy
Thank you.
says thanks as well. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page. If you haven't done that already, follow us on Facebook. If you have any questions or comments, you want to be a guest on the show, you can comment on Facebook or you can email us directly at thewhiskeyroundtable@gmail.com. And our closing quote for today comes from James Joyce, the Irish writer and poet. The light music of whiskey falling into a glass is one of the most fulfilling interludes within the symphony of life. So,
Here,
Here,
here.
Here, here. All right.
thank you, James. And thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.
All right, kids. Big G.
Karen Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
Stevie G.
All right. Thanks
Have
for
a great
watching.
weekend,
Have a
guys.
good weekend. We'll
So
see you
long.
next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
If whiskey stopped working, every bar in town would be closing their doors, shutting down. Everybody would be trapped with their thoughts, 'cause nothing numbs the pain like bourbon or scotch. Oh no, oh no, no. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped. Poor Jack D would be out of a job. Jameson and Bean would be cut off. Hank Williams songs wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, this whole damn world would be a mess. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably halfway out of this town, leaving Tennessee.